Yo, what's going on YouTube? And welcome to Goal Line Hockey. It's your boy Kevin Forte. Guys, seems like every week we are getting more news about this NHL season and the potential for another lockout. We'll be taking a look at that in today's video. If you like what we're doing here at Goal Line Hockey, want to see the latest news around the NHL, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and a subscribe down below, and let's take a look at what's going on with the 2021 NHL season. Alright, so before we get too far into this video, guys, I want to give a quick plug to our Instagram and Twitter handles at goalline_hockey. Links will be in the description down below, as well as playing throughout this video. Make sure to check out our Patreon, where you could financially support the channel. We post a weekly podcast every Thursday night, talking about the latest news around the league over the past week. And we answer your guys' questions from the comment section. I answer some of those on the podcast in the last half hour or so. So make sure to check that out as well. All right, guys, so let's get right into it. So not so good news on the NHL return plan phase. We want to get to phase one of the, with this past season, we had the NHL return to play plan. And we had different phases where the guys could go back to training camp, they could go to skate, and then obviously the season was like phase 4. Well, the 2021 NHL season is kind of shaping up to be that same sort of scenario, except it may be a lot harder to get to phase 1 than I think people realize. We're in a situation right now where the NHL is now in a bargaining fight with the NHLPA, which is the NHL Players Association, which is in charge of the players and their contracts and the amount of money they make and the rights and all of that. So let's look at this article according to Elliot Friedman, a big hockey insider from Sportsnet. During a lengthy NHLPA conference call on Wednesday afternoon, players were notified that the league made 2 requests for amendments to the latest CBA agreement. The first, as reported Tuesday night, was to ask for an additional deferment on salaries. Players have already agreed to a 10% salary cut on this year. So let's say a guy makes $7 million, he's going to take home 90% of that instead of the full 100. The second was to consider raising the escrow caps in the final 3 seasons of the newly negotiated deal. So basically, the NHL is trying to renegotiate a deal with the NHLPA that they have already agreed on over the summer. Yeah, that is cold. Escrow was capped at 20% for next season, with that number dropping to 6% in years 4, 5, and 6 of the CBA. I'm not certain of the exact wording, but multiple sources indicated a request to consider in the 8 or 9% range. Escrow is used to make sure the league and the players split revenue 50-50. The idea was not received with great enthusiasm, to put it mildly. Several players indicated via text that this is a non-starter, and they don't want to consider it. They are under the impression the league is looking for an additional $300 million in savings. It's a sign that 5 months after the new agreement was completed over the summer, the league is concerned about COVID-19 related shortfalls exceeding that was previously projected. Well, that's the NHL's fault. Without fans, that 50-50 revenue split will tilt heavily towards the players. The question is, when will it be made up? And under what mechanism if the current escrow caps are too low? I don't believe these developments jeopardize the 2020-2021 season. The players want to get going, and so does the NHL Commissioner Bettman. But there's no doubt this is as welcome to the union as acne on prom night. It's thrown a wrench into the works, and players are upset. If there's any hope to starting January 1st, any agreement needs to be done by the end of November. The clock is ticking, and we've got some new hurdles. Yikes. So that does not look good. And the fact that the NHL is trying to renegotiate something they did 5 months ago and they didn't account for, this is why the NHL always goes into lockouts, because they don't have a good plan. And we are seeing that right now. And the NHL is, like Elliot mentioned, I don't think next year is going to be an issue for the NHL. It's the years after that. And I really hope these jerseys sell out quick, because the NHL is going to need to make every single cent possible. Because, Yikes! This is concerning, guys. And like I said, like he mentioned, the deadline really has to be by the end of November here if they want to start January 1st of 2021, which is the plan right now for the NHL. And we've heard that go back and forth. I've heard a couple weeks ago that it was February, and then I post that video, and then it becomes January again. So I don't know, guys. Another hurdle that the NHL has to deal with. One of the many hurdles, obviously, with testing being something they have to do, which is becoming more available, which is a good sign. I think the vaccine is really the big thing. And I think if the NHL is waiting for a vaccine, we may get that by the end of the year. And if that's the case, the NHL could easily return. But now if the NHL is having problems with money, and over the next couple of seasons, that may be an issue that we have to keep an eye on now over the next couple of years. So guys, let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think of the NHL and the potential of them? Do you think there's a chance that the NHL starts on time, they start their season in January, or do you think we're going to see it get pushed back once again? And also remember, the Olympics are over the summer, so the NHL can't go too far into the summer next year, because there are the Olympics with NBC, which NHL has the rights for their TV agreements, especially with the playoffs and the finals. So that is huge for the NHL. So guys, let me know in the comment section down below what you think of that. And if you like what we're doing here at Goal Line Hockey, want to see the latest news around the NHL, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and a subscribe down below. Thank you so much for watching. And please, we need a 2021 NHL season.